I'm so sorry that it's taken me this long to do another video for you guys, especially when I promised in my last couple of videos that I was going to be much more consistent when it came to filming. Now, that being said, I have been working really hard and hopefully we'll be able to share some exciting news with you guys in the next couple of weeks. So please stay tuned for that. But for today's video, I am so pumped to show you how to use a brand new microneedling device called the Derminator. So I assume that if you have tried microneedling at home, you're most likely using the Dr. Pen, which is what I started out using and have been using for about the past year. I think the Dr. Pen is a fine device. It basically does what it says it's going to do, but I've never really felt like the Dr. Pen goes as deep as it says it's going to. And this is not to say that deeper is better. I'm certainly not here to say that you should be microneedling at a 1 millimeter depth or even deeper than that. Probably a good time to explain as well that I am not a medical professional. I am not a licensed esthetician. I'm here to show you guys my experience with microneedling and platelet-rich plasma, and I'm not advocating that you try any of this at home. Okay, so that being said, I've always been a little suspicious about whether or not the Dr. Pen is giving me the best results. So I decided to look into another microneedling device. So this is the Derminator. It does not look like a Dr. Pen, as you can see. The motor is in this part of the machine, and then you have this kind of like long cord with this handheld device. The cartridge goes in this part here. So I'm going to show you guys how to set this up, how to use it, and to give you my honest opinion on the Derminator versus the Dr. Pen. Full disclosure, I did receive the Derminator microneedling device from Vaughter Wellness, which manufactures this tool. They sent the device to me free of charge and simply asked in return that I review the device and give my honest opinion. So I'm going to tell you guys what it's all about, how it works, and how it stacks up to the Dr. Pen. So in terms of the price range, you'll probably find that the Derminator is a little bit more expensive than the Dr. Pen, but I think you'll notice that the construction and the quality of the device is much higher than a Dr. Pen. I have gone through 2 Dr. Pens so far. The customer service was good. They sent me out a brand new one when my first one stopped working, but I do think that is indicative of what you can expect to find from a cheaper device like the Dr. Pen. I will link everything below in terms of where you can find the Derminator, how much it costs, all that good stuff. The people at Vaughter Wellness were amazing to work with, and all the reviews that I've read about them online have been mostly very positive. Okay, so I'm just gonna show you just a couple of basic things about the Derminator. My one complaint is that it does have a very kind of short cord for in the wall. Because you do need to sort of control the device with these buttons, and there's a screen that gives you some information that's kind of necessary while you're microneedling. It would be nicer to have a longer cord. This cord is pretty long, so that's good. But anyway, I just found that in comparison to the Dr. Pen, which is cordless, this is, you kind of have to negotiate a little bit more in terms of the cord length when it comes to the Derminator. So I have tried the Derminator once before. I used it without any numbing cream, and I did about a 0.5 to maximum 1 millimeter depth, and I found it very tolerable. One of the claims that they make on the Derminator website is that it doesn't cause as much discomfort as other microneedling devices like the Dr. Pen because it has a more powerful motor and the needle is actually puncturing the skin for a shorter period of time, therefore causing less discomfort in your skin. I'm not 100% sure if that's true, but I can honestly say that I was able to tolerate a microneedling treatment with the Derminator at 0.5 to about 1.0 millimeters without a lot of pain and discomfort. But for tonight, I am going to be numbing so that I can get the maximum benefit of microneedling, and probably going to about 1.5 millimeters. In terms of the serum that I'm going to be using tonight, I have spoken with a couple of you in the comments about Dermaheal. And we've talked a little bit about the importance of using a biologically sterilized solution when you're microneedling. And the reason for that is obviously that you don't want to be putting something underneath your skin that is not sterile. So that's why I purchased these little ampules, which come in their own little jar, and they're a one-time use, and they are sterile. So that gives me a lot of comfort knowing that the product that I'm placing underneath my skin is safe. The other important thing is that this is all hyaluronic acid with some peptides thrown in as well. So perfect for microneedling, for generating collagen, all that good stuff. So in just a couple minutes, I am going to numb my skin, sterilize my work environment, and set up for microneedling. Just a couple things I want to say about some of the functionality in the Derminator that I'm not going to be covering tonight. One of the great things about the Derminator is if you are uncertain about how long you should microneedle a certain area, there is a timer built in to the Derminator so that you can make sure that you are only microneedling for a certain amount of time. I prefer to use my own observation when it comes to whether I've had enough treatment in a certain area. So generally, if you've watched my videos before, I'm looking for like a uniform pinkness on my skin to determine whether or not I've spent the right amount of time in that area. But for those of you who may want to be more precise, or maybe it's sort of like your first time, I think the timer on the Derminator is a really great function that can make sure you're getting a good result and a safe result. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to microneedle, but first, always alcohol-soaked cloth to sterilize my skin. Now, I want to be totally honest, the Derminator is noisy. So I'm gonna try to not talk quite as much as I often do when I'm microneedling. So, gloves. Because I will probably kind of edit out the sound just so that it's not really annoying for you guys. But if you are considering buying a Derminator, you should be aware that it is loud. There are 3 settings on the Derminator. You can go slow, medium, or fast, and you set the needle depth on the device as well, okay? So it's a little bit different than using a Dr. pen where you kind of manually twist the needle up or down. Okay, Derminator has their own needle cartridges. I'm using the 9-point needle tonight. So it's really just a very kind of simple handheld hand piece. There is a magnet inside here. It kind of gives it some weight, but that's what makes the needle move up and down. So just twist it on. So another important thing about the Derminator, you have to have the device turned off, and on the cord is one of these switches. See, this is how it all works. So always have the whole machine turned off when you're putting on one of these needle cartridges, because if you turn on the machine, you can cause the magnet to eject, I guess. If you read the manual, they'll explain it, but I just wanted to let you know that. Another important feature with the Derminator is that you can use a single needle cartridge, which I will never use, but there is an issue about the varying depths when you use a single needle cartridge. So you always have to program it in whether you're using a single needle or not. And so here I am not, so the machine is asking me, am I using one? And I hit no. Okay, I'm using a 9 needle, so I hit yes, not using the timer. So I just hit the speed button. I don't hit okay when I'm not using the timer. Okay, so before I get going here, I am going to use the hyaluronic acid sterilized solution, which I took out of the Dermaheal bottle, and I'm just going to apply that to the area that I'm going to be working in, which I'm going to start over here. So here we go. So I'm going to start at a 0.5. So you can hear that. That's the slow speed. Medium. And fast, which I'll start with the medium and then we'll move up to the fast. So it's actually the exact same technique. Little circles. And I'm gonna move up to the fast speed. So that's when it gets noisy. Okay, so I just turned it off by pressing the speed button one more time. So you can cycle through slow, medium, fast, and then off. All right, I'm gonna increase the depth to 1. Okay, so because I'm really not feeling a whole lot, I am very numb, I'm going to increase the depth to, I'm going to try 1.5 just on the lower half of my face, and then I'm going to reduce it for the tear trough area. I'm just using a mist here just to kind of keep my skin nice and moist. I have to say the hyaluronic acid from Dermaheal is really providing a nice slip for this, so it's working great. I'm gonna try on a medium speed first. And I'm gonna go up to the fast. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, totally comfortable. Obviously I'm numb, but if you've microneedled with me in the past, you know that this is the most pinpoint bleeding that I've ever experienced. So that's fine. I can tell that the pinpricks are really, really tiny. They're not tears. So I'm pretty comfortable with this. I'm not going to do 1.5 anywhere else on my face. And I'm gonna take it down to about probably a 1 while I do around my mouth. And of course, when I do spray, it makes it seem like there is a little bit more bleeding than there actually is, so don't be alarmed. But so far, I'm really really excited that this is so easy to do, because I definitely feel like I'm getting more of a kind of professional level treatment than I did with the Dr. Pen. Okay, so I'm putting my settings up to a 1 around my mouth, and then I'll put it up to probably about a 1.25, 1.5 when I get onto this side of my face. the result with just a 1 millimeter depth, which I definitely use one on the Dr. Pen a lot, and I do not get any kind of pinpoint bleeding like this. So I think my assumption that the Dr. Pen doesn't go as deep as it says it does is correct. Okay, I'm going to move it up to 1.5 to do the lower half of my face. Okay, sorry for all the blood. I really wasn't expecting it to be quite this intense, but I'm very pleased that it is. I'm just going to take another one of my alcohol wipes and just kind of clean up a little bit. Not sure that I could do this without numbing cream, but I could probably do it at a much shallower depth for sure. Okay, so onto my forehead and the tear trough area. Obviously these are more sensitive areas with thinner skin, so I'm not going to be approaching that 1.5 depth for sure. And I think, yeah, so the other thing that's really cool about this is this didn't take me very long. Like, in order to get this sort of redness from the Dr. Pen, I usually would have to go a lot longer. So I'm going to start at a 0.75 on my forehead and probably move up to a 1. And then for around my tear trough area, probably 0.75 is as deep as I should go. Oh, I'm gonna try to do under my chin as well. I didn't numb here, so that will be a good test. It will kind of let me know what's sort of an acceptable pain threshold. Okay, so I'm working at a 1 on my forehead. Okay, I think I'm almost done here. I'm just gonna do the tear trough area. One last little bit of hyaluronic acid under my eyes. I'm gonna take it really kind of gentle. And I will do the medium speed here. There's no need to do the fast. Okay, so this is a 0.5. You can change the depth while you are needling. You don't have to turn the machine off, which is nice. So this is 0.75 at the medium speed, and it's totally comfortable. I think it's getting this is definitely the right call. Just gonna get just this area just above on the upper part of my eye. This is an area where I have some crepey skin. I would like to tighten it up. But yeah, you can hear it too, right? Like the medium is a lot more gentle. So I would highly recommend, if you're gonna use this around your eyes, to go for medium speed. Yeah, all around the eyebrows. Very, very comfortable. So yeah, I do think that there is something to the theory that because this is a more powerful motor and it's giving you don't know, like the pricks are faster for sure. And I think it does hurt a little bit less. Not that this hurts at all right now, and the fact that I've numbed, I mean, it didn't, like, there's really no pain here whatsoever. But I can tell that I have gotten a more intense result for sure. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do my underneath my chin too, as I'm getting that old lady waddle. Turkey neck, as my mom likes to call it. Okay, so 0.5, no numbing, totally fine. I'm gonna turn up the speed. I'm gonna turn up the depth to a 0.75. Oh, actually it is at 0.75. To a 1. So this is totally tolerable. 1 millimeter, fast depth, no numbing. I'm impressed. It's also the kind of sensation that you can actually, you just get used to it. Yeah, it's not comfortable, but for like, I don't know, a minute or two, you can do it. And we're done. That was great. I'm sold. I think that this was definitely a superior product to the Dr. Pen. I think I got a superior result. I'm quite certain, just given the amount of pinpoint bleeding, but it's also the kind of pinpoint bleeding too, right? Like it's actual tiny, tiny little pricks. It's not like the Dr. Pen where sometimes you can get like a bit of a tear. And the reason I can tell that, you can see right here on my lip, on my upper lip here, there's just like the tiniest little pinpricks, much, much smaller than any sort of pinpoint bleeding that I ever had with the Dr. Pen. So there you have it. I'm a convert for sure. So this is the Derminator 2. I will link everything below. Thank you again, Vaughter Wellness. This has been a great addition to my skincare regime, and I hope to see you guys all on the next video. I will be filming a video using platelet-rich fibrin instead of PRP, so I hope you tune into that. Bye guys, see you soon.